Danny and input cruising through the airwaves. Transformers knowledge blast that never caves. Reviews so sharp they'll cut through steel. In the podcast world, they're the real deal. Jumping in the deep end, swimming with the best. Danny's got the info and she never needs to rest. Input's got the passion like a roaring jet. Together they make a mark you won't forget. Dynamic duo, never gonna quit. Taking over airwaves, super lit. Transformers podcast bringing the heat. Every single episode can't be beat.
Wow. Excellent. We look great. Yeah, welcome to the state of the Transformers fandom. What else do we collect? What else do you collect indirectly? I'm your host, Danni Dolphin, and my co-star, other host.
It's called co-host.
Co-host. There you go. I know. I'm such a dumbass.
If Danny D is the host,
Hey.
and that makes me the co-host, and you're asking yourself one simple question, what is his name? It's me. It's that N-PUT, Jack, and I am mobbing once again with Danny. Eyes up here, buddy. Double D. And what are we talking about today? Like she said, we're talking about what else do we collect. Now, the reason why we're talking about what else do we collect, you might be wondering, well, yeah, what else do you collect? It's because mainly we do Transformers content here on YouTube, but that doesn't mean that's all that we love. Yes, we have a fixation of giant robots kicking each other in the balls over energy that's housed inside of a massive planet that is dying. Yes, we love the war and the factions, but that love also extends out to other things. And before we get into that, I want to say, if you're watching this live or you're watching this as a rerun somewhere out there in TV land, just wanted to say thank you for tuning in and listening us babble every single week. Thank you for giving us your time. And yeah, that's it. Thank you. So, Danny, what else do you collect?
Hey, yeah, I just want to say thank you, everyone, too. You know, feedback's been good. Lots of people showing up. It's been fun. Yeah, I mean, we could start wherever. Like, of course, I picked up this week. I collect this stuff. I showed you a picture. I collected this. Maybe let's make it big. If I can do that. Oh, make it big. That's what she said. But I don't know why this is solo layout. But yeah, I got this. I showed you a picture of that. Also collect some original Ninja Turtle stuff. You know, this dinosaur is like, he went up in price. I mean, these are a little pricey now. They used to have them at the store back in retail time for really cheap. No one wanted them, but he was complete at the store. He's got the bandolier thing, the two weapons. So yeah, I mean, I don't go out of my way because this stuff is like, a couple years ago, you find this stuff very cheaply and at an affordable, good price. But yeah, it's skyrocketed some of it. So it's just fun to collect when you can, how you can, if you find a good deal. This is from a new collector store that opened actually in my own town. And it's a new place. They sell vintage toys. They got some newer stuff, a lot of cards, but it's so cool because my town's kind of small. Like I said, they just have the two Walmarts and stuff. And now to be able to go to a store and see like vintage toys in the store in my own town is really cool. I'll film in there once it gets it going a bit. They don't have a ton right now, but they've got some other GI Joes, like the 3-inch or whatever, the smaller ones and stuff like that.
So you sent me a picture of that, and I had never seen that Ninja Turtle.
No, hey,
thing, whatever. Like I didn't even know that. Like I could only imagine there's 3 more turtles that go with that.
Yeah, and an April and all this shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never saw this, hey? Like, I wonder if Canada, because Canada had lots of scratches and stuff too, and this is end of the line stuff. And the place where I saw this as a kid was full of them, and they're like $5, $10, right? So $20. Like the prices kept dropping, and no one wanted it. So yeah, it's just like, I don't know if Canada had a lot of that stuff, end of the line turtle stuff, because there's so much stuff. Like, that turtle, there's like a turtle, a Mikey on a tractor that's worth a lot of money. This one store we used to go to had them to the roof, like 40 boxes of them, and like they're $5. No one wanted them. So I mean, weird, eh?
Yeah, it's usually that stuff. It's usually the stuff that like sticks around, that shelf forms and stuff that ends up becoming the expensive stuff. And that's usually the case for almost anything, any toy line out there. It's always the stuff that like it, that maybe the TV show is ended and they still have the licensing to produce toys for another year. It, all that whole year is going to be the stuff that shelf forms, because unless you're talking about Toy Biz, which leads us into one of the other things that I collect. I know Danny's going to be very show heavy. I'm going to be pretty picture heavy here. So
Toy Biz too. I love this stuff, especially in package.
I did tell Danny that I would be on camera, but I've been rearranging my office this week, and I didn't quite get finished to the point to where to be able to be on camera. So, but I will be on camera one day or one time to this evening. But yeah, so the 90s Spider-Man animated series stuff has always had a huge piece of my heart. Actually, Toy Biz in general, starting from like their early 90s X-Men stuff that predated the X-Men animated series figure line. They had like a brown suit Wolverine. They had a Magneto that they actually put magnets into, and he came with like metal like car parts or whatever that would stick to him and stuff. Like Toy Biz is a huge part, or was a huge part of my life, of my childhood and stuff. So I just have this, just unwavering love for anything Toy Biz, like superhero Toy Biz type stuff. Especially the 90s Spider-Man cartoon stuff. That growing up always just kind of blew my mind on some of the stuff that they were able to do. Like Danny showing Carnage here. They did do a Venom and Carnage that have removable symbiote masks. So they come with like an Eddie Brock head, Cletus Cassidy head. And the mask is like this rubberized plastic. And the head kind of slips over the other head. It's really cool. They were just doing stuff I look back on that was kind of ahead of its time, so to speak, maybe. And that always fueled my imagination as a kid, and I absolutely loved it. But yeah, what else you got, Danny? What's your?
Yeah, well, I mean, I got some other stuff, but yeah, one thing I do been collecting heavily too is these. Well, I mean, these ones are cheap, but this one's a cheaper one. The Super Sonico, just these anime statues. I do collect animal articulated figures as well, but I mean, anything Super Sonico, I've been picking up too lately at the toy shows, and they got some new stuff. I think this was a GameStop find actually, but you know what? They're fun. I used to collect these a lot before, like in my life, but like I used to live through them. You know what I mean? Like I'd buy these. I don't know. I just think they're funny. They're slutty. They're cute. They're just trashy, but I don't know. They're part of like my old life, this life. So I don't know. I don't want to go crazy on them. You know, I got some of the background there you can see and stuff, but I mean, I've ended up selling a bunch of them, but I always keep my Super Sonico ones. You know, I always think she's fun.
What's her? They introduced a few years ago. They introduced a chubby friend for her. I forget.
Yeah, the blonde girl, right?
Huh?
I think she's blonde.
Yeah, she's blonde and she's like associated with the color yellow and stuff. I forgot what her name was, but like when they introduced her, they're like they're for all the people complaining about Sonico being too skinny and there's not like a chubby friend or whatever. Like here's her
funny. Sonico actually is more on the chubbier side herself, or like an anime chick in a way. Like she's more shapely than most. Some the way people draw her too. Like she's like kind of like she always has more shape to her than some, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and more of the bigger, a little bit bigger, or the bigger variety. But yeah, she's like, that's why I always like Super Sonico too, because she's fun and like I said, she's shapely. Yeah, it's just like I said, just that kind of trashy fun that I love to collect. Just goes well. Like I said, some statues are hundreds. I don't spend it on that, but it's just fun to get some ones cheap and just put them around.
Did you ever see the anime for Super Sonico?
I'm trying to think. Yeah. I had something too. I had like I don't know if it was a video game too or something.
Yeah, they did a PS3 fighting game for her too.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I think I did have that. I sold it. I never played it much. I collected some of her other stuff too. I had some CDs and everything. So
yeah, I did. I have the anime. I do have a few of the Sonico, like the older Sonico statues and stuff.
I forgot to show the other pictures though for your Spider-Man stuff in the last.
That's okay. We can cut back to it. The other Spider-Man stuff, and this we'll get. So this is one of the reasons why I really enjoy the Toy Biz stuff. So you get like the animated series stuff, which is very, kind of accurate, I guess you could say, or whatever to like to the cartoon, right? Like what happened in the cartoon. But then like they'll throw like a random recolor of it out there in case you missed the first release of it or something. But Toy Biz also did like off the wall stuff. Danny, pull up that Venom picture, right?
Yeah, for sure. Stuff is so cool. The water stuff.
Yeah, dude, like the web splashers. Like, dude, man, I didn't have a lot of these as a growing up, but I did have a few of them. And man, I absolutely love this. This was like super cool. Like you could get, into the bathtub, into the swimming pool, whatever, man, and just fucking enjoy life for like an hour with these things. Yeah. And this is why I say like, this is why I say I miss toy gimmicks, right? Because it's not just like in terms of Transformers, a light up feature or like a missile, launcher or whatever the case. It's stuff like this. It's the imagination that went into something like this, right? Like, oh man, what can we do for the kids in the South who have to go to a swimming pool every summer because it's so hot? Like,
yeah.
Let's have like a swimming pool, like action figures for the swimming pool, and they come with like jet skis, and they can, like, whatever, man. Like, this is a toy gimmick. This is the type of stuff that I miss when I say that I miss toy gimmicks. Is that it's got a propeller on it, man. You could, wind up the propeller, would launch through the water, rubber band driven, very old technology in terms of how these were done. But dude, it was a blast, man, for hours. Like G.I. Joe had the 3 3/4-inch G.I. Joe line had a white boat, right? It was like the Tiger or something, 3000 or whatever. And dude, they had like mines that would float in the water. It had like sonar things, and it had like a water thing that you could put in, like a water hose that you could put into like your bathtub or the pool, and you could spray water like it was lasers and stuff at like whoever was in the pool or whatever was in the pool with you and stuff. So
cool.
Yeah, and then like the colorized Venom here, he's green, and he's got like that fade from like that, that dark green to that really bright lime type of green. And I don't know, man, just really cool stuff, off the wall stuff. I really enjoyed this stuff. This is some more of the stuff that I collect. So go ahead, Danny, it's your turn.
Yeah, that thing was great. I loved all the repaints they did in that line. I love like the Dr. Octopus, the water shit was so cool. Well, this I can blame you for, because you got me into this stuff drastically heavy lately, is the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball figures, Yeah, I just was buying those superstar ones. I was sending input some pictures, and he was just like, man, those are kind of trash or whatever in his own way. And then
I didn't say it like that. I did say it like that.
I mean, your own way. You're like, you should check out SH Figure Arts figure, right?
I'm nicer than that.
Yeah, and then but yeah, like I checked them out and I fell in love, man. I've got so many I got like lately, but I got good deals. This was $35 on CMD. I had some points on Big Bad for canceled stuff. I picked up a bunch there, and yeah, it just keeps growing and growing. Got the Frieza from a pretty good price at the mall. So hey tipster, what's up? Yeah, so at the mall I got it. Yeah, cheap. Like I'm finding them pretty good. Some of them have skyrocketed in price. If you try to get figures that were already out, how hard they were to get. Oh my god, right?
Yeah.
But these are fun. They're so posable. The style. I like this Goku. It's from Super, but he kind of has that like older look, which is cool, but he's still like Goku, I love the dark-haired Goku as well. Love Goku. And like it's just, yeah, I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan. We both are, right? We don't talk about it enough. We don't go into it, because it's kind of nice not to destroy it and go into it all the time. But I love it. I'm a huge fan of it. Like you said, it's the dynamic characters. People don't think it's maybe as deep as it is, but it's way deeper than you think, and ahead of his time with so many top things deep. I like it, and those figures are just so fun. Hot set, especially like $35 for that is pretty good price.
And it comes with a bunch of hands, face plates, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. The SH Figure Arts stuff. Like I was buying when the Superstars first came out. I bought like the first wave of them, and I was just kind of like, man, I kind of feel like something's missing here with those, and I didn't really buy much after that. And then I jumped into the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball stuff, and I was like, yeah, this is where it is. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got their Bardock, I've got their Goku, the Saiyan raised on Earth, Goku from a few years ago. I'm trying to remember everything's like I said in boxes or whatever because redoing the office. But they're Vegeta, they're S8, the Great Ape, Ozaru Vegeta, fantastic. But yeah, they do some fantastic figures, and if you guys are buying the Superstar line and stuff, maybe check out an SH Figure Arts and kind of see if you like those. I just feel like you get way more for your money when it comes to those figures.
You do. They're just like, yeah, the posability, the stuff you get with them. Like you said, if you get them like while they're coming out, you get a good price on them. If you sleep on them, you might be paying out your ass. So
yeah, absolutely.
They do release them once in a while, but it's just Anyway, yeah.
So another thing that I collect is the Kenner Batman stuff. Anything from animated to Kenner in general. And Kenner had that Batman license for a very, very long time. I really just I just can't get enough of it. Like I said, this is the imagination that went into some of this stuff. Like that future Batman right there, just that always captured my imagination as a kid. I love that coloring, that what is that, turquoise or whatever shade of green on him. And then he's got like that futuristic jetpack and all that kind of stuff. Actually, when they announced Batman Beyond, I was kind of hoping that future Batman, that's the figure or character or whatever, like that's the suit that they would have used in that cartoon. But they didn't, obviously. I don't even think that suit was on the chopping block to be in that cartoon.
No. Yeah, it's just too different. But yeah, I had this. My grandma got this figure for me too. I absolutely loved it. I said I liked these ones as well, but like I wasn't like as sold on the kind of that Keaton feel, which is all good, but like obviously returned. But but once they put out these guys, we were jacked up on steroids in the '90s as kids. I was jacked up on freaking like sugar candy and all that. So this just hit me hard, and this is kind of like edgelord edgy in a way, you know what I mean? So I mean, I love that stuff. So
yeah, peak edgelord, right?
Yeah, peak edgelord for sure. I'm peeking off. Yeah, this is I also collect Figmas. This isn't a Figma, but this is Snail Shell. It's like it's pretty cool. This is like the devil kind of goat girl. Yeah, so we'll display. She's pretty intense. She's an actual action figure though. She comes with tons of hands. They're only about, this one was only about $100. Some of the other ones I collect that come with from Snail Shell that come with like a set and all this stuff, they're expensive, like $200 because they come with like a whole bunch of diorama shit with them and stuff. But they're super unique. They're a bit more sluttier than like a regular Figma, but I love Snail Shell. Like I have tons of them. I've got all the other pre-orders on pre-order as well. But yeah, I find this figure really awesome.
Her top, I saw her top moving. Is her top removable or something?
Oh yeah, it's like it's got this like it's just like that. It's like not it's like over there. Like it's not too graphic, but it's got like it's like plastic or whatever. Okay. I think you could change it out too. I could show you quickly if I grab this that's over here. Like this one isn't opened or anything, but I can show you like what I'm talking about with the bigger scale stuff, like how crazy it gets. There's Snail Shell. So this is the pumpkin girl. Kind of comes with like a pumpkin mech actually. It goes on.
Dude, that's dope, man.
I'm kind of waiting until I move to set something like this up, just so you can see right there all the pieces that it comes with. This was one of the more expensive ones, but it's very cool. It's the quality's there. You just got to be careful with it, of course, right? That's right. One of those figures you buy, you don't want to like mess with and break. So it's kind of like, just kind of open it, be very careful, display it. I watch people review it. It's just way too much. Like I said, I don't have time for reviews. Who's watching that shit really anyways? Hundreds of hands to go through. fuck. I like some of the people I watched to get some of the figures, but it's just that's just so much work, you know. But I love like it's fun to show off what we collect. So
hundreds of hands to go through.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Tell us how you really feel about these toy reviewers.
Yeah. I'm watching someone's hands as they go through hands. Come on, man. What's a hand's job, anyways?
So right here, if you guys, so here's another thing. The Mafex.
Yeah, bring it. Hold on.
I collect Mafex pretty heavily. This is their 2099 Spider-Man, which is based on the comic version, not the movie, the new movie or whatever, animated stuff. He comes with magnets in his hands and feet, so you can stick them to the wall if you got like magnets or whatever too. So, or like something metal, which I think is really badass. And I put him up next to this Spider-Man because this Spider-Man's 5-inch and this is 6-inch scale, but he's real 6-inch scale. So like the figure only stands, like Peter Parker and Miguel O'Hara are supposed to be 5'10" and about 190 pounds, give or take. So they're not really that big. They're more like cut than bulky, you know? But yeah, the Mafex stuff, like that's one of the figures that I was waiting for a long time for Mafex to do. That was kind of had my fingers crossed that would happen. And they put a lot of attention and love and detail in that figure, and I really enjoy the Mafex stuff. I enjoy the Mafex stuff. I have this thing where I don't buy stuff from like live action movies. I very rarely, and I mean very, very rarely do I. Mafex has me looking at different figures from like different lines or whatever, right? Or like different like movies or whatever that they've produced, just because the quality of the figure is so good that I'm like, I want to check out more of their stuff, you know? And they got me looking at like movies and stuff that I like that they have figures for. And I'm like, man, I like the movie and I like Mafex's stuff. Maybe I should get that Superman. Maybe I should check out like, you know, whatever, like the Dr. Fate figure that's coming out or whatever. Like I love Dr. Fate. And that's really the only way to get a good 6-inch scale Dr. Fate. And it's based on like the Pierce Brosnan one or whatever. So it's like, for me, I'm just like, man, maybe I should take a look at it or whatever. And it's like I said, Mafex has me buying live action stuff. And I very rarely buy, like hardly ever, like once every like 7-8 years, a live action anything. So Rachel's asking, what about the Keaton Kenner Batman line? Yeah, the Kenner like when I say Kenner Batman, like that encompasses all Kenner Batman. Yeah, like I love all of that. The animated series Kenner stuff, the Keaton stuff. Yeah, all of it. And the I have the what is it? The Toy Biz Batman stuff, right? The Batmobile, the Batman that's like he's got like the belt thing that shoots out and you can like latch it and it'll zip up and stuff. I do have that, but that line was so short though. There wasn't a whole lot. I think they did like maybe 4 or 5 things for that line or something. They did like a Batwing Batmobile with Batman Joker. And I think the Joker even had like they redid the Punisher van for Joker too, right? So like that line really wasn't that big. But basically anything, what I'm saying is like anything from that era of Batman, like I absolutely love those figures because, like I said, it just goes back to the gimmicks and the creativity of it. So,
yeah. And some other random shit I collect. I'll show. I got this weekend is Barney stuff. Like I didn't know this is so random, but I got this complete at a thrift store. So always add something to that, which is cool. I got this big Bebop last weekend. My mom and sister wanted it, but I was like, you know what? I wasn't allowed to have a Bebop when I was a kid because like Bebop is not for, you know. So I have my own Bebop now. Yeah, it's just random shit. Like we collect random stuff. It goes on and on. I collect NECA Turtles. Even some Marvel Legends. This ROM was like one of the better Marvel Legends they've done in a long time. I'm pretty slowed down on a lot of them besides some of the Spider-Man stuff. Sold all my X-Men stuff, but it just goes on and on. Of course, Classified, I'm still buying some of that. So that goes on and on for the Hasbro stuff. But yeah, I mean, it goes on and on and on. But I have shortened up my stuff, like Marvel Legends, basically just getting some Spider-Man stuff, and of course Rom, who hasn't had a toy since like the original, basically, and stuff like that. So, some WWE figures, some LOL, but dinosaurs. I slowed down on my dinosaurs, Shady Birds, because it's just with moving and like that'll stuff all go to my nephew when he's a little older, Jonah. One of his birthdays will be like 100 dinosaur figures.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah.
My sister's like, oh, you're gonna like outdo me. I was like, no, we'll say it's from both or it's auntie, but like, you know what I mean? It's just, there's just so much, and I can't with moving. I'll have more space eventually, but I just want to have, I want to enjoy my collection,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And real quick, Rachel asked, has anyone made a 6-inch first appearance Superman with the yellow symbol and red S, or even a 6-inch Fleischer Superman? No. McFarlane has done the 7-inch Superman, but no one has done the like in a 6-inch scale. They've only really been like DC Direct, I think, did one with the original shield, like the original S shield on his chest, I think. But even then, they advertise it as like 6-inch scale, but it scales on the larger side, kind of like 6.5, 7-inch scale. So, but in terms of like a 6-inch, like say Marvel Legends scale or anything like that, no. The closest thing that has come to that was when Mattel did Superman, like in the red and blue suit with the black, like I said, the yellow in the S, it had black in the S. That would be like the closest that they did to anything like that. In terms of like oddball stuff that I collect, this isn't really that much of a secret about me. Like, I'm a pretty big Toyota fanatic, so I do collect like oddball Toyota stuff. My favorite car ever is the Toyota Celica. All generations of it. I don't really have like a preferred chassis or whatever. But so like there's some Celica stuff. Like I've got dealership posters that used to, like advertisements that used to hang on the wall. I've got clocks, like dealership clocks. I've got windbreakers, like Toyota, like they did a Celica commercial in Japan with Eddie Murphy, and the tagline was like "Wanted Celica," and it was like yellow and black. And I've got a windbreaker from that. They did a team up with Panasonic.
Yeah.
I've got a windbreaker for that. Like a bunch of oddball type of stuff when it comes to Toyota and especially like Celica stuff. So there's that. Also, TV shows that I like, that I really, really like, that I get really heavy into. Like I get like screener VHS copies of like episodes.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Or I'll get like just like oddball stuff from the show, like flyers or like crew t-shirts or something like that, right? Or shirt or stuff like that was only available to the crew. I'll find it in my size and I'll get it and just like kind of wear it or whatever, like because there just wasn't that much stuff out there. Like I'm a t-shirt guy. Like if I love something, I want it on a t-shirt, And sometimes, like, if you love, like I love that TV show VIP with Pamela Anderson. And sometimes you can only find, like, all that stuff, on a T-shirt. Like, and it's only, like, a crew T-shirt. So I'll buy a crew T-shirt in my size and stuff like that, man. Like, really, like I said, oddball stuff. Comic books. I don't collect comic books the way that I used to. I stopped collecting them as like singles, but I collect I don't want to say I collect trades, but like I've switched over to trade paperbacks and like omnibuses and stuff, and I still have a bunch of my original issues and everything. So if I want to read like Web of Spider-Man, I can just pull the omnibus out and read Web of Spider-Man. I don't have to go issue by issue anymore. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. And then like for me, if that love extends, like if that franchise extends to something like the Arkham series from Batman, the PS3 games and stuff. I love Batman. Those games were fantastic. I love the Arkham series of games. So, you know, like Batman extends into the Arkham stuff like that. Like it's, I won't say I'm narrow-minded with that stuff. I'm very like focused when it comes to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Two things I collect for vintage stuff still is like the Bucky O'Hare stuff, carded. I'm trying to get all right now too.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Talk about like vintage crap, and then like this too. Like you know, I collect a lot of like vintage smut now too. Like, you know what I mean? Bart's always like, "Why do you have so much smut?" Like for you, right? But like I don't got more of the newer shit like this. Even I don't really collect Pantos, but I had Nikki Benz on there, so I was like, that's cool, right? But shit like that, like I collect a lot of that. I got like all these Playboy matches, a whole bunch of shit like that. So I mean, it's just fun. Like I said, if we're out at vintage stores and stuff like that, you find stuff like that. And some people don't even like care about it, even though like you look it up on eBay and it's like it's not about the value, but you see like, oh, that's selling for like $60, but someone's selling it at this flea market for like $10, right? It's not about the value, but just cool to pick up. And like, I'm not going to get rid of that stuff anyways, but just another thing that it's on my mind when I'm out there, right? Trashy crap and whatever.
So that's actually really interesting in terms of like the smut or whatever, right? Like the pornography or whatever.
Yeah.
Because like so much of that, I feel like it's physical media, and I do collect physical media, and I feel like physical media should all be like not collected, but like not destroyed, right? Like it shouldn't be forgotten or whatever, because that's where you really, really own it. And I feel like the smut and the pornography and all that stuff is so far removed from people's mind when it comes to that stuff, right? That it's just gonna get forgotten about. And there are, you know, there are people who made their living there. There are people who became stars, like household names, Jenna Jameson being one of them, right? That went on to do movies and all kinds of stuff, right? Like, so I think that, you know, and what you're doing there is fantastic, because a lot of people would just look at it, feel ashamed, you know, ball it up and throw it away or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So,
no, for sure. I think it's like, you know, I'm in this stuff a little bit myself, like in my job. So it's like, it's just like I said, and it's just fun. It's just like, it's fun, it's colorful. And like a lot of the newer stuff they don't do anymore. So like that poster is older, right? It's got like, what's her name? Brian Banks or whatever her name is. But like, it's just like older. Like that's, like you said, it's more of that older media stuff, right? That you don't see as much anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just fun to collect. And like you said, it's kind of documenting and having it. And yeah, it's just interesting. Like you said, some people be embarrassed or they threw it out or they did shit to it. So it's just cool to kind of have, you know, I'm not saying I'm putting it all of it everywhere, but you know what I mean? It's just fun to document and have, and just, yeah, have for now. And like, it'd be cool to do, I don't know if YouTube would allow it because it's kind of whatever, but you know, just to document it, put it on somewhere else for people to see, watch it. It'd be funny, right? It's just like a funny oddball thing to be out there for, right?
Yeah, no, I think that stuff should be documented. I mean, you don't have to show movie clips or anything, right? But like documenting somebody's work, you know.
Yeah, the posters, like just the ads, the funky shit. It's just the posters. There's tons of those 90s cheeseball like posters that were big, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's just fun. It's just for the fun of it. So that's what we collect for anyways, is for the fun, for the passion, not for the value. So that's how I collect.
I agree with that. Rachel asked me in the chat, says, input, have you played Arkham Shadow? I have not. I don't have a VR I don't have a VR headset. So
VR.
as soon as they announced that it was going to be a VR game, I just kind of was like, okay, I'll just watch a playthrough or whatever when I get a chance to, or read up on what happens. Also, she would ask me, do you count Arkham Blackgate and the Suicide Squad mobile Arkham games? So I count Blackgate because it's still kind of early on. There are some plot holes with Blackgate. I won't lie, but like I do count Blackgate. Suicide Squad, at best I will count Suicide Squad as like Harley Quinn's bad dream as she's locked up in Arkham. You know, like that's how I look at that. If you're gonna make it continuity, then that's where I'm willing to place it, and that's it. I don't think that they killed the Justice League or anything like that. Let's see. I just saw Anthony. What's up, Anthony? He says, just got internet access after 10 hours. At least I had cell data to pre-order at 1 p.m. What popped up at 1 p.m.? Let's see. And Rachel also says, it's never as it seems. What'd you say, Danny?
Blue Legs Megatron.
Oh, Blue Legs Megatron. Yeah. I saw a bunch of people complaining about his blue legs, and I'm like, you guys just don't understand how color on TV and digital remastering and all that stuff.
I'm into it. It is a different color than the rest of them. So
yeah,
but it's just, you know, the Takara renders, they showed it more gray. It's just like your brain just works differently. And like I said, there's already a listing for 2026 86 Megatron, so that'll be the right color one.
Yeah. Yeah, and Takara will do a recolor or whatever. Yeah.
Art, he's alive. Martin, we miss you.
Did they see
Please come back to the online world, huh?
Did they see me?
Yeah, probably. Everyone loves to see you in your underwear.
Hey.
And if it wants to pay that $4.99 more.
$3.99. That's where I'm only paying $3.99.
Yeah. Three trials of $3.99. It is garbage, mother.
I got a $1 coupon.
Nice. Yeah, but that's fun. Hopefully we'll have some more. Well, yeah, one more shows. I'll try to figure out what we're going to be post them early. I think 2:00's a pretty good time for the show right now. So
okay,
try to stick to that. So 4 your time, Central Time.
You can just call me the passenger, baby, because I'm just along for the ride.
Perfect.
So,
yeah, thank you for joining us in chat. It was awesome today.
Yeah, I hope you guys out there have a wonderful day, fantastic day, night, evening, as we always say, or as I always say. Danny is more of a I just hope you guys have a good day.
I have a good day. But yeah, it's like, you know what I mean? It's just happy to have everyone here. This is a lighter show. We still had a bunch of people show up, though. We'll be digging into people. We'll be digging into topics. We'll be digging into it all, you know. But it's nice to have some lighthearted stuff, too. We're not just here to hate or to debate. We're here to just be great and happy and savvy. So,
yeah, that's pretty much it. So, I guess close them out and say thank you. Thank you. I bid you adieu and mwah.
Bye-bye.
The state of the Transformers fandom is still crying over 86 randoms. Go ahead and do it again. Go ahead and do it again. Let's start a fight over Unicron Trilogy. This one side, that one side. You and me. You and me. You and me. I got a little headache and it's kinda tough, cause I just realized no topic's too hot. No topic's too hot. No topic's too hot. It's so sickening, but this is how it goes. Thank you for watching the show. Tune in next week for another exciting topic. You either love us or you hate us, or you love to hate us, but together